Every community needs a good foundation. We've got a great one. Meet its president. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Waccamaw Community Foundation at 3655 South Highway 17 in Murrells Inlet. We're focused on the foundation. We're visiting with its president and Chief Executive Officer, Jonathan Kresken. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for letting us in this morning.
We appreciate you coming.
We are thrilled. Later this week, tomorrow and the next day, we've got the chairman of Horry County Council, Liz Gillen, who'll be with us on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then to wrap out the week, Maurice Williams, the famous singer from Lancaster, South Carolina, who now lives in Charlotte, of course, of Little Darling and Stay. We're very excited this week to be, of course, here at the foundation.
Well, we thank you for coming down here to visit with us, and I know you're going to have a wonderful week of great people on your show.
This is a beautiful location, Jonathan. I had no idea.
It's been just a wonderful gift and a pleasure to be here. You know, we recently relocated from the Myrtle Beach area a little over a year ago, as you know, Greg, and it's been a wonderful gift. It was a gift by a donor, and as you can see from the facilities here, it's just a wonderful location.
Yeah, they went all out. They went all out, and of course, right behind there, I'd eaten at this restaurant a number of times. What was it, the Sea Captain's House or something? I mean, it was really a very nice place. But they've turned it into a very nice office for them.
They have, and it's not. I would say probably once a month, Greg, someone still stops by and pulls in front looking for the restaurant.
I bet they do. I bet they do, and you bring them in and show them about community foundations.
We do what we can to educate them about the Waccamaw Community Foundation.
Absolutely, and the foundation's going strong. Y'all are about to celebrate a 10-year anniversary next year.
We're getting very close to our 10th year anniversary, and our assets have grown tremendously. Since the inception, we started out with a little over $50,000, and we're by the end of this year, we should be close to right about $19 million.
Wow, I was about to say $17 million. You broke in with another higher team. That's tremendous.
We have some gifts that we know are coming in the next couple weeks, Greg, which should put us close to $19 million, and we're very excited about that.
Wow, Jonathan, that is tremendous. What is that like to be involved with a group that's grown such exponentially since its inception less than a decade?
I think it just shows a lot for the entire community, in my opinion, and it's sort of it's been a quick, rapid growth, but yet also in turn a slow process for the board members. It takes a little while to educate the community on really what is a community foundation and how we operate. But as you can see from the growth in assets, that people are starting to find out what we do and how we work, and obviously the more money we can put into the community foundation, the more money we can give back to the community, and that's the ultimate goal.
Right, absolutely. Real quick about yourself, Jonathan. You're originally from the area?
Well, I consider myself a local, but I've been here since 1974. I moved here when I was 8 years old.
Yeah, definitely a local, yes. And you still have family here in the area?
I do. I live in the north end of, in Myrtle Beach, but in the north end of Briarcliff Acres. And actually, I've been living there because I'm living in the house that I grew up in. So I've been in that community for over 30 years.
Wow.
I am married to my wife, Catherine, and I have two boys, John Morgan and Albert.
Yes, and I believe reading about you, your parents had had a long-standing ties here in the area.
Yes, sir. My father was the pastor of Risen Christ Lutheran Church, which is right over there in Briarcliff Acres area.
Sure.
And he started that church when we moved here in 1974.
Is that he actually kicked it off?
He kicked it off.
Wow.
We started with 11 members in the Holiday Inn in North Myrtle Beach.
No way. And it's now obviously a sprawling church there doing great things.
My father and mother still live in the area. They live in Barefoot Resort over there in that area. And my father retired from the church in, I think it was 95 or 96.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw that you'd attended the Citadel, later law school in Virginia, and of course opened the door to a career in was it the Army JAG Corps?
It was, Greg. I was excited after law school at the University of Richmond in Virginia. I went straight into the JAG Corps. I spent 4 years in the JAG Corps. My wife and I, we were actually stationed in Colorado.
So she was in the military as well?
She was not.
Oh, okay.
But she just went with me.
Along for the ride.
Along for the ride, we sped.
How exciting. JAG, the JAG Corps, was anything like the TV show?
Well, not exactly, but some of it's pretty close. We tried a lot of cases. I got a lot of courtroom experience. I did get to do some fun things, like spend a lot of time flying around in helicopters and doing those type of things.
Wow.
So we did have, it is kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And that set the stage for the Waccamaw Community Foundation. What did you do between your time there in the JAG Corps and joining the foundation? What year was that?
I joined the JAG Corps in 90, well,
Right.
it was end of 90, almost close to 91.
Right.
And then I was in there for 4 years. And after the JAG Corps, my wife and I relocated back to Myrtle Beach.
Good.
And when I relocated back to Myrtle Beach, it was at the end of 94, beginning of 95, I went and I started practicing law here. And I practiced law in the Loris area for a little over 6 years.
Wow.
And then I practiced in the North Myrtle Beach area for about 4 years.
Right.
And then in the end of October of 2003, I was asked to join as the president of the Waccamaw Community Foundation, and of course I accepted.
Sure. A solid 4 years now here. Absolutely.
Yes,
4 rolling into 14 and 24 and 34. To see the kind of growth, obviously, that's occurring with the foundation, it must be a great...
It has, and I attribute a lot of that not only to the entire community, but we really have a great board of directors. And the nice part about that is this board of directors has really been committed. They started this community foundation, obviously with their own proceeds and their own time. And that board of directors has stayed with the organization since the inception. And they're starting to roll off now because of the terms, but they really put a lot of their heart and soul, as well as their money, into the community foundation to make it a success.
Let's say the folks who pull in here thinking it's a restaurant and they're looking for Sea Captain's House. You bring them in and you say, we're the Waccamaw Community Foundation. They say, what the heck is a community foundation? Just how do you answer that simple question?
It's you know, as we said a moment ago, Greg, it's not such a simple answer, but really a community foundation is it's a collection of assets. We obviously, as you just said, we have close to $19 million.
Right.
We manage those assets. So we have different types of funds. We might manage a scholarship fund for the Everett family.
Right.
We might manage a scholarship fund for the Kresken family. Or a lot of people have what we call donor-advised funds, where someone can actually place assets with the community foundation and then throughout time use those assets to give away to the local or charities outside of the local area, whichever they prefer.
That's very important. So oftentimes folks know ahead of time going into it who they want their dollars to go to, but they want to utilize the foundation as the vehicle to make that happen? Or
many times they do, but a lot of times what the good part about a community foundation is we are able to, we work with all the nonprofits within the community. As you well know, there's over 175 nonprofit organizations within our area right now.
Right.
And we try to make ourselves familiar with every nonprofit. So we want to know what their needs are, because one thing that we try to do, Greg, is we try to match up our donors with the needs and the causes in our local community.
Right.
So if we know that the local Red Cross is in need of, say, a van or a travel or equipment, transportation equipment, we may know the right donor who wants to make a gift to the Red Cross of that magnitude and be able to help them arrange to buy transportation. And we have done things just like that in the past.
That's a very good point. How does the Waccamaw Community Foundation differ from, let's say, the Horry County United Way?
Okay. That's a great question, a question we get asked a lot of times. Olivia Guerin with the United Way is a great friend of the foundation and their whole organization. But the real difference here is we need both in our community. When Olivia and the United Way raises their funds, as we know, they raise their money, they hit their goal, and they put that money immediately back out into the community.
Right.
What we try to do, Greg, is this $19 million is here. We are trying to prepare for the future. We are an opportunity for the organizations. We hold a lot of endowment fund money. So in other words, we're trying to make sure that the nonprofit organizations that are being started and the ones that are currently here are able to maintain in the future.
Good.
Let's build an endowment fund to support the community kitchens and the Red Crosses and the local organizations that we all care about long into what I call perpetuity.
And there are other community foundations in the area. Is this the only one of its kind?
There are currently, Greg, there's over 750 community foundations nationwide.
Okay.
And there are 9 in South Carolina.
Right.
Community foundations a lot of times are organized by geographic location. For example, the Waccamaw Community Foundation services Horry and Georgetown counties. We service both counties.
Right.
What that basically means is our unrestricted assets that we have here, we're going to spend that money in Horry and Georgetown County only. It doesn't mean a donor now who has a donor advised fund can't spend their money elsewhere.
Right.
But, for example, Charleston has a community foundation.
Sure.
But Charleston also services the 3 or 4 counties around Charleston. There's a community foundation in Columbia, one in Spartanburg, in Greenville, Aiken, and they're just forming a new community foundation in the PD.
Right, sure. Tripp talked to me about that. And of course, even down in Charleston, folks in the Georgetown area, not knowing about the Waccamaw Community Foundation, may even turn to them and had. I saw the Bunnell, obviously at her death, $40–50 million going to the Charleston one to spend back in Georgetown.
That's correct.
So a real opportunity now that y'all are up and running strong. If there were opportunities like that, they would probably and hopefully turn to the Waccamaw Community Foundation.
That is true. One thing I've noticed in the couple years that I've been with community foundations is the way that community foundations collaborate with one another and work closely. I know Jill's very well from the Bunnell Foundation, and we try to help each other out. If she knows there's a need that I possibly could do, or if I could send a donor, or excuse me, a nonprofit organization to Jill's that she could help out in the Georgetown area, we do the same thing.
Good, yeah.
And the same with the Charleston Community Foundation. Since we both overlap in Georgetown, we work very closely together because we're all after the same thing. We're trying to help support the nonprofit organizations within our area.
That's great. We interviewed Mason Hardy a couple of months ago, which is fascinating. I believe he's with the Scanpo.
Yes.
Doing a lot statewide. Do you all work together with Scanpo at all?
I do. In fact, I'm on the board of directors of Scanpo. I'm the secretary-treasurer this year for Scanpo Board of Directors.
That's great. Good.
And as you know, in interviewing Mason, we worked very closely, not only financially supporting Scanpo, but as I just said, I'm on the board there. I believe what Scanpo does for the entire state is wonderful. Not only do they advocate, but they're helping me and helping other community foundations by helping put the word out about good board governance, financial responsibility.
Good.
And those are the type things that and the reason I should say that we work closely with Scanpo is because we want all the nonprofits within our area to do those things, to be transparent, to have good board governance, so their board members are learning what they should and shouldn't do.
Absolutely. Big push right now. I think something went out last week, the bailout, a neighbor for Christmas. Real opportunity there to get the word out now at this time of the year.
It's one of our new programs. We're very excited, and I'm so thankful that you're giving us the opportunity this time of year to talk about our new program. We launched this program, Greg, about 10 days ago.
I know.
In the first part
a lot
of December.
Of folks were picking up. I'm going to hold that up while you're talking there. Sure.
That, what you have in your hand, is our new postcard, which we just sent out last week. And that postcard should have hit all the mailboxes, we hope, in Horry and Georgetown County. But what this program is, we think it's very unique. We're excited. This program is a way that we feel donors and our entire community connect with the nonprofits. For example, it's called the Community Wish List.
Right.
This program is pretty simple. What we've done is you go to our website, a nonprofit organization can go to our website, or a donor. But the nonprofits go first. They go and they register on our website. And that puts all their financial information, who their point of contact is, and what their mission is. But it also gives them an opportunity to say, we need something. It could be anything from an activity bus, a laptop computer, or the neat one that you're showing here is one of the local organizations, Outreach Farms, needs a hay baler. And so they're able to go there. And so what we're trying to do in our community is say, we at the Community Foundation, we don't have all the money to support all the nonprofits. But let's say there's a donor out there in our local community who wants to do something at Christmas time especially. And they either want to give money or they want to buy something. A lot of times people don't just want to give money. But they have the opportunity now. They can go to the wish list, click on that and say, I see someone needs a laptop computer. Or a simple digital camera or something. They could go out with their family, buy the digital camera, and actually make that gift to the local nonprofit agency.
That's tremendous.
I think it's going to be a great resource for not only the nonprofits, but the local donors to be able to go there. And the other thing I find this interesting is, in practicing with my law firm, several times, one time we updated our computers. We had 7 or 8 computers that were fairly good. Didn't want to throw them away, but we didn't know what to do with them. A donor now can click on our website and go there, and all they have to type in is the word computer. So every nonprofit who's in need of a computer will pop up, and they can then choose, or maybe they can connect themselves with, say, the local Boys and Girls Club who's trying to start a computer lab.
I love it.